Good morning. Welcome to day two.
Buongiorno dall'Italia.
Welcome to day two here in Vieste in the beautiful region of Puglia. My name is Sandy and I'm joined by Greta Marchega.
Ciao guys, buongiorno. Nice to have you back.
And what a day we're in for. Obviously yesterday didn't quite get the action. We just started, felt like it was starting to happen. We just seen the first culo in the first foil style heat. And I was rubbing my hands together. I was, here we go.
Everybody was super excited, but then literally the wind kind of fell asleep.
Yeah, and then the wind fell asleep and it kind of stayed asleep for the rest of the day.
Yes, it was a very relaxing day in the end. That is very true for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But as we said yesterday, if you guys tuned in, the forecast is looking much better for today. The day before yesterday, there was kind of some bad weather, which the locals say kind of cooled the air down, which meant it wasn't hot enough yesterday for the thermal to work. But we had a hot day yesterday, and it's a beautiful sunny day today, so fingers crossed we are going to get that thermal wind kicking in sort of late morning time, and that's when we'll be looking to start. So the plan for today, the skippers meeting is at 9:30 local time, so in 1 hour from now. And it looks like we are going to be getting straight on with the foil style again today.
Yes, I mean, I spoke to some locals this morning and they said it looks way better than yesterday already. So actually the wind is from the right direction again. It's from Maestrale from the north, from the Adriatic Sea coming in. And I mean, it's an amazing day again. By the way, today is World Ocean Day. Did you know that?
I did know that, but yeah, I completely forgot to mention it. So
yes.
Yeah, happy World Ocean Day, everyone. We should probably talk about that, considering we're here to windsurf.
Exactly, and we're here in front of the ocean. I mean, you cannot really see our view right now, but we have the best office in this moment.
We can assure you it's,
it's
in terms
beautiful.
of office views, it doesn't get much better.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Bellissimo.
And I'm sure you'll see from the drone shots later today, the ocean here is particularly beautiful.
The water is super clear, the water is warm, so in general, it's an amazing place to be.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah, as you can see there, World Ocean Day. Happy World Ocean Day, everyone. So, yeah, we're looking forward to, I think, a much more exciting day than yesterday.
Yes.
Not to take anything away from yesterday. Yesterday, you know, there was still some action. Some of the riders still got out there. There was some fun pump foiling in the evening. So, yeah, let's take a little look at a recap from yesterday.
Okay, so we're here at the Alley of Champions, as we like to call it, and we can see actually down memory lane that we have some very repetitive names, big champions who crowned themselves over and over again in many years. So we have, for example, Jacopo Testa, Mikey Hooverman, who won in several years, 2019, 2022. Obviously, 2020 we had to skip due to COVID. Then we have, for example, Steven van Broekhoven. As said the other day, he won 5 times during the European Championships. So 2016, 2014. Then in 2011, for example, we got only 1 elimination run. That's why we have 4 winners in a row. And then again, Steven van Broekhoven, also Davy Scheffers, who is still ripping actually from 2012. And then basically we crossed the 2000s and we have some very big other champions. For example, Angshon in 2008. Then we have also Andrei Paskovsky, God bless him. It was amazing to see him ripping, still a legend on the water. And then obviously we have some other names from back in the days, like Kevin Mavison in 2005 and also 2004. And then we have Matteo Guazzoni in 2004. And basically this year we're chasing the title for the 20th time. Sandy catched up with this previous champion, so have a look to Matteo Guazzoni.
Matteo, you were the 2004 champion of the European Freestyle Pro Tour, now called the Freestyle Pro Tour. Tell us what was the tour like back then? How did it all start? How did you get into it all?
Great to meet you, Sandy. And yeah, it was like It's great to have this invitation because actually it makes me think about the past. It was 2004, and I think I'm quite sure it was the second year of the tour, if I'm not wrong. Maybe you have more data about this, but because I remember the first year I got to know the tour. Maybe like 2003, I did a couple of competition, and then in 2004, it was the first year I actually made the whole tour. For me, it has been obviously a special year because obviously for the title, but mostly like it was very intense because I remember, I think we did around 12 events that year. Wow. So it was very intense. And it was actually what brought me to become a professional rider. The first competition, it was in Italy, in Imperia, in Liguria. And I think I won that competition quite unexpectedly. And then after then there was another event. I don't remember if it was the third or the fourth one. It was still in Italy, in Sicily. And I think I arrived third or something like this. And then it was like half the year, between half the year of the tour, I was in first position. So there, obviously, I start to believe that I could make it, and I start to train more and more and more and more.
Who were some of the other riders that you were fighting with back then?
Yeah, there was actually the owner of Tricciani, Mickey Rosmeyer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him, but for sure you know him. Then there was Kevin Mavison. There was was very, very good and talented Dutch guy. And that event, he won it, the one in Croatia. Norman, then there was Chris Summer. Andrea Rosati, Chris Summer. So all these guys, they were all super good. Yeah.
And what was when you look at kind of freestyle now compared to back then, how do you think it compares?
Well, it's completely different. Nowadays the level is so high, and obviously the sport has developed to a level where, it feels like now it's arrived. Not it's arrived in a way of some riders can arrive there, and you obviously need obviously now the progression is lower than in the past, because in the past 2003, 2004, it was a lot of progression because of freestyle it was in a starting phase,
Yeah.
So at that time, I remember our moves were the flacas, the switch chachu, the funnel. I actually remember I was doing the first shakas, some show with Spock. So that was the level, If you look at what the guys are doing now, obviously it's another world. But the nice thing, obviously the exciting thing of that time is that every day you could actually learn a move.
Talking about the moves there, that's really interesting that back then it was a lot more about progression. And I think you're right, double air culo was invented 7-8 years ago, and I can still count maybe on one hand the amount of riders that can do it, consistently in heat, whereas, I imagine you had, so many moves coming through. What was your favorite move to do in a heat then? And what's your favorite move to do now?
I think my preferred move was the flacas, the shakas, and then the switch stance funnel or switch stance chacho. Actually, in 2006, I was vice European champion, the year where Andrzej Paskowski won. So also there we had a thrilling final still in Croatia, where and that time he beat me and he became European champion, and I was vice European champion. 2 years after, the sport was changed completely. We had already some air moves. I remember Pasco was doing the normal chachu, which actually was a very, 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 very radical move, actually difficult move to do it. And he was so consistent in competition, like every hit pulling the normal chachu is. I think still now the normal chachu is something that not every rider can do.
Looking at the tour now, then who would you say is kind of one rider that you're really paying attention to, and you're like, oh yeah, he's got a champion in him,
Yeah, I always I'm always pushing because I'm Italian, so I support Italian riders.
Yeah.
Regardless of the brand they're using. So I always think Jacopo Testa actually, also, I'm a friend of him, and it's a story of like that. I know him and the past, so I support him. Also, there is Giovanni. We have some good Italians.
If we do a Masters competition, we ever going to see you with a rash vest back on, getting back into it?
Well, obviously my job, is still I work still in our environment. I'm managing a school now. I'm leaving Le Garda, and as soon as I can, I go in the water, regardless of the sport. I do freestyle windsurf, I do a bit of wing foiling, and if you organize one day for a master, I hope still master and not grandmaster. I will join.
Nice.
I will join.
Well, Matteo, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us.
Thanks for having me.
Great to catch up there.
That was amazing, actually. That was really cool. Yeah.
It's funny. I suppose you don't think about it, or I find myself not thinking about it until I talked to Matteo the other day. There is such a history with this tour. This is the 20th year of this tour. Obviously, it's gone through different stages of what it looks like, of course. But yeah, this is the 20th year of the tour, and hopefully I think we're building to bigger and better things, definitely.
Yes, this is going to be a special title, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, with that in mind, let's take a little look at the current tour rankings for this year then, for the men's fleet, and how they're going to stack up for this event. So Leonard Neubauer, one to talk about. I mean, he took a year off due to injury last year. Obviously, he's got the Red Bull hat on now. He's got the Red Bull sticker on. He's been working hard for the rehab and taking it very seriously. And the proof is there. He's come straight back and he's, won an event. He's at the top of the
I think he came back with a banger straight away, full power on it.
Yeah, for him to do that and make a real statement, as he... I hate to say it, but this is him kind of stepping into adulthood now. Previously he was kind of the kid on tour, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was that young guy coming out. I remember speaking to Jamie Howard, and Jamie was like, I remember competing against him when he was 14 in Fuerteventura and things.
Yeah, but Sandy, time is flying for everybody. He's not a kid anymore. He grew. When I'm standing next to him, he's like 2 heads taller than me, so he's not that much of a kiddo anymore.
Exactly, and he's really stepping into adulthood and looking to kind of make a statement and say, look, I'm not just a junior champion. I'm here to...
He's so professional. He's so focused. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. He's definitely one with a bright future, for sure.
Absolutely. And a bright future, but also a very bright past for Steven van Bronckhorst as well.
Definitely.
He's got five European titles under his belt and a world title as well.
I mean, he's already a legend, since many years, and it will be interesting to see what he's going to do in foil style, combining his experience from the previous years, foiling, also freestyling. I mean, he's been on the foil as well, racing foil for a couple of years now.
Definitely.
So that's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, Jacopo Testa and Jentel. I mean, we could sit there and go through every single rider here, but, especially looking at that top 5, those top 5 riders could slot into any of those of those spaces. And I mean,
let me tell you, Jentel is very hungry for it, and he will give it all. And he's famous for his crazy comebacks in the doubles. Yeah. And he's very, very hungry for it. And he needs that little bit more of extra pressure to then really perform. That's as he did it in the past always. So
definitely, yeah. We were saying that yesterday. I think some riders almost thrive on that pressure. Other riders kind of they like to get the single done, get a really good position, and then they can sit and relax a bit.
Exactly.
And it depends. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how Jentel does that. Looking a bit further down, you've got some riders snapping at the heels. You've got Bodie Kempen as well, who just seems to be going from strength to strength. Is just getting better and better with every heat.
Yeah, true. Improving constantly. I mean, those young guys, honestly, it seems like that after every heat, they improved again, you know, after every training session.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and of course you can see Tim and Tigo there also in 10th and 12th place. Yeah, they're all performing so well on the water. And then, of course, Jamie Howard, after one event, sitting in 8th place, coming off a 6th in Austria as well.
It's amazing to see him here, to have him around.
Yeah, he'll be looking to kind of repeat what he did in Austria and hopefully climb that ranking. I've been calling him the dark horse, and we've been laughing about how many times I'm going to say that on the live stream. But it is funny, as I said, everyone sort of forgets how good that guy is, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does. And then, of course, not on the ranking, but someone definitely worth talking about is the young Takumi Moriya.
Oh, yes,
coming all the way from
Japanese.
Japan.
Yeah. The guy who traveled the furthest for sure to come here.
Yeah, only 16 years old. Chatting to Dieter yesterday in the post show about Takumi and how, Dieter, obviously, working for Severn, is kind of looking after Takumi a little bit and showing him around and everything like that. And apparently he only just made the transition from using the Redback, which is like the kids' performance sail, to using the Freak this year. And he's just done that.
How good is that?
And then he just won the event in Japan as well. So that's going to be really exciting to see. Looking at the single elimination here. So yeah, straight in with a big heat. Jamie Howard against Takumi Moriya, first heat. That's going to be super exciting. And then, Matthias Vingard, Andres Rossler, Bodie Kempen against Tigo, Battle of the Browers Dam.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, George Grizzly up against Piero Rautnik, the young Italian. And then Tim Gerdes against Raphael Bauer. Raphael also moonlighting as one of our cameramen.
Oh, yes.
For the event as well. There's a couple of guys doing that.
He's an all-round talent, doing a bit of everything. A really good media guy. Some amazing content out there during the winter, traveling a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. Flying the drone for us. And yeah, as you can see, looking further down, Joop Schmidt against Mikey Czech. Mikey Czech, another rider who is another dark horse.
Yes, true.
You forget how good that guy is.
The guy from Lake Neuseeland, he actually really likes the light winds.
Yep.
So he's really good in that, super performing. So it's going to be interesting.
He's so good. And then, of course, Dudu Levy, the Israeli powerhouse, up against Manolis Chrysotopoulos. Up against Manolis, from Prasanisi.
Yes, this is also really interesting heat actually coming up. And then obviously we have the ladies. That one is also going to be very, very interesting because we're having Lucy Honegger, the only girl actually competing in foil style, but on Finn in the first heat against Oda. So let's see what the youngster is going to do there against the, let's say, more adult lady.
Yeah, and Oda's going to be looking to make a bit of a splash.
Yes.
Again, another rider coming off injury.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is actually her second competition after 1 year of injury. She was also in Bonaire, but she told me that she will take it a little bit, let's say, stay more on the safe side because she can still feel her injury, so she has to be a little bit careful that nothing is going to happen with her foot again. So she will definitely give it all and pull up a show, but she will take it a little bit easy regarding her foot.
Well, I mean, I saw her sailing in Brazil in the winter, and if that's her sailing safe, then,
I mean, she's dripping anyway all the time.
I'd be pretty scared to go in a heat against her. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we have coming up also Claire Elliott and Lisa.
Oh, that's a good heat.
That's also a very good heat. The young blood, the German against the UK girl.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I mean, Lisa was traveling and training a lot in Brazil, in Tarifa this year. Claire, she was in Egypt in February, she told me.
Yep.
So that is going to be a very, very interesting one as well.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, and Claire, I think Claire does sail quite a lot on the south coast in the UK, obviously.
Yes.
She
in
she
her
lives,
home waters.
Yeah, she lives a bit further west, so she does get some flat water, but also, classic UK south coast, you do get some kind of waves. And that's really where, she's spent a lot of time in Cape Town. She's got the forwards, she's got the big jumps.
And also in Vasiliki, actually.
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, that heat, I think.
And then, obviously, we have Maike. I mean, there's not much to say about Maike. Instead of saying she's hungry for her 5th title, she will definitely not give the girls easy time, and she will go for it, I'm sure. And, I mean, Maike, she's always ripping, giving us always a very good show. I mean, she won also in Vesoul 2 weeks ago already, in the Tawin, actually. Yes. So let's see. It's going to be very, very interesting, and I'm very looking forward to see our girls ripping.
Yeah, absolutely. And something, we touched on briefly as well was... Lucy Honegger is also competing in the foil style.
Yes.
She's the only girl doing it. And one of the things she said is she wants to kind of just have a go and try and inspire more girls to do that. And that's a big thing, we want to do with the tour in general, is try and encourage more girls to come along. Whether you're doing a couple of freestyle moves or, sort of learning your first ones, just come along, get involved.
Yes, that's true. I mean, most of the girls, they told me they're really here for having a good time and also to learn together, to improve with every heat, but also to just sail together and enjoy the moment and inspire other girls to join.
To get involved.
Not only in freestyling and windsurfing in general, because this is what we need, more girls in windsurfing.
Absolutely. So let's take a little look at the weather forecast for today then. Let's have a little look at how it's looking out there. And actually, as we're sitting here, That's the live camera there of what it looks like. And as you can see, the white horses are starting out the back. It looks like the wind is going to fill in. So the forecast for today, Thursday, 9 to 15 knots. So apparently the locals say you can kind of add 5 to 7 sort of knots onto that. And that is the right direction, that kind of northwesterly direction, northwest.
I mean, I have the feeling that since we're sitting here in this booth, actually the wind improved already a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
So, I mean, if we get those 15 knots, that's more than enough for the Freestyle. So that would be amazing.
That's the plan, yeah. Hopefully we will be able to run the foil style today. And then looking to Friday, unfortunately, I think tomorrow is going to be a bit of a lay day. I don't think there's going to be any wind, but we are going to be bringing you some longer interviews with the riders. We may be doing some sort of question and answers.
Yes.
So make sure you guys are sticking around for that. Saturday, potential for some more foil style, and then it looks like we're going to be finishing with a bang on Sunday. So perfect.
Oh yeah.
Put your feet up on Sunday, crack open a drink, and sit and enjoy the action. But yeah, that's
good
the
for
plan.
the weekend, actually.
Exactly.
That's good when people are at home and having a free time.
Yeah, I'm
perfect.
sure you guys are at work today, but you shouldn't be at work. You should be, or school. You should be watching windsurfing.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan. So we will be doing the foil style, so foil freestyle. And just a reminder, this is the first time we're doing this foil freestyle format. You know, the first day we were all here, we kind of had a meeting between the judges and the riders and a couple of the media team, and sort of discussing how it was going to work. And it was really interesting chatting to the riders, you know, like Yentl and Steven and all these guys that are at the top level of the sport. And they all said, you know, they're like, look, we're all still learning this as well.
This is so refreshing to hear from those guys, you know, because they can do everything, and then you hear them saying, we're not that good in that yet. What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you were good at everything, you know. So they're all still learning. So it was interesting, you know, how the judging, you know, is going to do it. For example, a burner, you know, a staple freestyle move you see now. It's, you know, a ducking power move. And whilst the riders are doing it on the foil, there's 3 ways to do it.
Crazy.
So you can do it going up into the wind, you can do it kind of downwind 360 where you kind of go until you're backwind and then jump round, or you can do the kind of traditional way you would on a fin where you step into switch and duck the sail. So they were kind of discussing which version, you know, which out of the 3 is the hardest to do, and therefore will be judged the highest, you know, get the highest score.
I mean, the judges are having a hard time now. Huh?
I wouldn't want to be a judge.
It's not getting easier at all for them.
We've definitely still got the easiest job. So yeah, with that in mind, a couple of days ago, I caught up with one of the judges, Flo Rogoznik, to kind of discuss how that judging criteria is going to work. So check that out. I'm here with one of the judges for the Freestyle Pro Tour, Flo Rogoznik, and he's going to talk us through a little bit about the foil style competition coming up. It's the first one we've ever run as a tour. And Flo, talk us through how the judging criteria is going to be for this.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit of a tough one because, like you said, we've never done it before. And there was a little bit of a discussion this morning with also the riders. And we set up basically a new system. Since there is moves which is in freestyle, they would be the same move, but in foil style, they actually appear to be different moves, and even if they look the same. And so we set up a new system where we basically rate the technical difficulty of the freestyle move down and the judging score up, so we can adjust, and we have a little bit more room to adjust towards the technical difficulty of the actual move. And yeah, so that's basically what we do with the foil style. So it will be the same moves as in freestyle, more or less, but there is a different score to it. Even if, like, for example, a burner, there's 3 different ways of doing a burner in foil style. And we would judge them differently if they carve upwind, carve downwind, or go switch and duck the sail.
Great. And in terms of how the actual ladder will work, the competition, is that pretty much exactly the same as it would be on a fin?
That's exactly the same. So we run a single and a double. We have 22 competitors registered. So it will be quite a big fleet. And definitely going to be awesome action to see. And single, double, that's what we go for.
It's going to be an exciting one. First one in the history of windsurfing, I think. A first foil style competition. Stay tuned for the action. Very interesting there to hear from Flo about how that's all going to work. And as I said, you know, we're going to hold our hands up as well. This is the first time we've done this.
Yes.
So, you know, this is, whilst it's not a test, you know, the guys have been foil styling for a while. You know, in terms of us judging and running it as a competition, you know, this is the first time that we've done it on the international stage. So it's going to be really exciting to see how it goes. And we've got a few of the riders signed up. As I said, Lucy Honegger, the only girl signed up, but we've got Tigo Court, Jamie Howard, Tim Gerdes, Joep Schmidt, Sam Steve, Jentel Cares, Bodie Kempen, Leonard Neubauer, and of course, Steven van Broekhoven.
Some really big names in there, huh? Really big names.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a lot of the, we talked about the Brouwersdam guys, how they're always on the water and always training. Recently, a lot of times, we've seen them on the foil.
Yes.
And we saw them out yesterday morning for a little bit, just before we decided to run the heats. And they're putting some moves down.
Definitely. I mean, most of the guys who are in there, they're actually, I know, because they told me that they actually really like it. They love it. And it's also kind of a new challenge for them to get better in this discipline. So, this is going to be very, very interesting. And I find it so refreshing. We have kind of this premiere going on here right now during this day. So it's exciting to be part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a little look at the action from the last few days here in Viesta of the guys doing some foil style.
Oh, bellissimo. It's so nice.
That's the only word for it, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's
Bellissimo.
the only and right one. It's so beautiful here, everything.
Yeah, as you can see, beautiful watercolours for World Ocean Day.
Yes,
we got to talk about that a bit more. Yeah. So, guys, that is the end of the pre-show. Please stay tuned for today. As I said, Skipper's meeting in half an hour, 9:30 local time. So stay tuned. The wind has picked up while we've been sat here. It looks like we are probably going to be getting started with the foil style pretty quickly after that Skipper's meeting. You can stay tuned on efpt.net/live. Give us a follow on Instagram at Freestyle Pro Tour, and make sure you're following us live on Facebook or over on our YouTube channel as well.
And please make sure to leave some comments. That's very important. If you want to see something special, special interviews with guys, Q&As, whatever, please just let us know.
Yeah, make sure you let us know. And we will see you guys soon.
Ciao!